Today marks a special day for the Archbishop of Boston, Cardinal Sean O'Malley. As many of you know from his wearing of the brown habit of St. Francis, Cardinal O'Malley holds dear his Franciscan identity. The saint whom the Church honors today contributed much to the formation of the Franciscan tradition. Saint Bonaventure, in fact, wrote an important life of Saint Francis. Further, Bonaventure stands out among the great doctors of the Church. The Church designates some saints as doctors to impress on us the significance of their teachings about God and Christ, and in short, about everything Catholic. All the doctors of the Church hold fast to the same deposit of faith, that is, they faithfully hand over what Christ himself has revealed to us. Still, each does this with a different emphasis. I can think of three emphases that characterize St. Bonaventure's approach. First, Bonaventure stresses the typically Franciscan value of poverty. True enough, Franciscans separate themselves from all attachment to material things. St. Bonaventure, however, reminds all Christians, all of us, that they should imitate the poverty of the child of Bethlehem. We do this by acknowledging our attachment to ourselves, that is, our need to grow in poverty of spirit. Why does St. Bonaventure encourage us to let go of ourselves? The answer is simple. He knows that the more that we hold on to our own resources and strengths and abilities, even, the less we find ourselves eager to cling to Christ. Second, Bonaventure announces a gospel of joyful surrender to the goodness of God. In this, he follows St. Francis, who found traces of the divine goodness throughout all creation. Think of his Canticle of the Sun. Sometimes circumstances in the world, in our communities, and even in our families seem to obscure the presence of the divine goodness. Think of the terrible tragedy that yesterday befell the French people of Nice. Christians, however, do not capitulate to despair. They know that no human evil trumps the divine goodness, God's goodness. As the gospel reminds us, the Son of Man, that is Christ himself, is Lord of the Sabbath, that is to say, Lord of all that exists. Thirdly, St. Bonaventure urges all Catholics to consider themselves united with Christ in a most personal way. Christ stands at the center of our lives. Christ stands at the center of human history. Christ stands at the center of all that exists. He is Lord of the Sabbath. And Franciscans like St. Bonaventure and Cardinal Sean remind us never to stray far from the center